I mean, I don't know about these gloves. This is designed for videography, but I know like I got like a little Sony camera, which is mainly like when I take pictures, but you know, like, it cuts out every like 20 minutes or something.
I believe we are now ready to begin. So ladies and gentlemen, could you please kindly remain seated for the entrance of the bridal party. Wellington Barn on this very special day for Grant and Paige. My name is Angela Dew and I'm a celebrant for the Wiltshire Registration Service and I will be conducting the ceremony today. May I introduce my colleague Ruth Evans, who is the registrar. She will be ensuring that all the legal requirements are met and she will make the entry into the marriage register which will be signed here in front of you today. This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriage, and we are here to witness the joining in matrimony of Grant Seeley Marshall and Paige Beatrice Ancient. If any person knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, they should declare it now. I've chosen your guests. You are invited here today to celebrate the marriage of Grant and Paige. Through their vows, they are making a commitment to each other, and through your presence here, you are expressing your support for them in their new life together. Marriage is intended to provide the love and friendship, help and comfort, respect and cooperation that each ought to give to the other, both in times of happiness and joy and in times of difficulty and hardship. So, Grant and Paige, before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage in this country means the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. So I'm now going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you are free legally to marry. Grant, as we've discussed, I will ask you first. So would you please repeat these words after me? I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Grant Marshall,
why I, Grant Marshall,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Paige Hampton.
to Paige Hampton.
And Paige, please will you repeat these words after me? I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Paige Hampton,
why I, Paige Hampton,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Grant Marshall.
to Grant Marshall.
Well done. Marriage is a commitment for life. It is a statement to those around you of the love, friendship and support you wish to share together for the rest of your lives. The vows you make today are twofold. The first has ensured that there is no impediment to your marriage, and in the second you will take each other as partners for life. Just before that, I need to ask you both a long question, and I'm hoping you will reply, I do. So Grant, do you take Paige to be your wife, to love and cherish, honour and support her, and give her understanding and comfort, whatever the future may bring?
I do.
And Paige, do you take Grant to be your husband, to love and cherish, honour and support him, and give him understanding and comfort, whatever the future may bring?
I do.
At this point, I would like to ask your witnesses, Alison Bolton and Elliot Joy, to stand, please. And Grant and Paige would like to face each other and hold hands with a moral support. These are the vows you're saying to each other, so you're repeating my words. You're listening to my words, but you're looking at each other because these are the vows you're saying to each other. So Grant, will you please repeat after me? I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Grant Marshall,
to witness that I, Grant Marshall,
do take thee, Paige Hampton,
do take thee, Paige Hampton,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
And Paige, will you please repeat after me? I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Paige Hampton,
to witness that I, Paige Hampton,
do take thee, Grant Marshall,
do take thee, Grant Marshall,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Well done. Thank you, Alison and Elliot. You may take your seats. Grant and Paige have chosen to exchange wedding rings today as part of their special ceremony. The wedding ring is an unbroken circle. It has no beginning and no end, and it symbolises unending and everlasting love. These rings will remain outward symbols of the lifelong promises you have made here today. So can I ask Richard Byatt, please, to come forward with the rings. So Grant, if you'll take the ring you're going to give Paige, it's usually the smaller one. Placed on the third finger of her left hand, just hold it there and repeat these words after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage
as a symbol of our marriage
and as a sign
and as a sign
of my love and commitment to you.
of my love and commitment to you.
Let this ring always be
Let this ring always be
a reminder of the marriage vows
a reminder of the marriage vows
we have made to each other
we have made to each other
here today.
here today.
And slip it on. Gently. Yes? Paige, if you'd like to take the ring, I'm going to give it. Thank you, Richard. We'll slip it on the right finger and repeat these words after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage
as a symbol of our marriage
and as a sign
and as a sign
of my love and commitment to you.
of my love and commitment to you.
Let this ring always be
Let this ring always be
a reminder of the marriage vows
a reminder of the marriage vows
we have made to each other
we have made to each other
here today.
here today.
Slip it on. Is it fit?
It
Excellent. Would you like to both turn off this? Grant and Paige, you have both made the declarations prescribed by law, and you've made a solemn and binding contract with one another in the presence of your witnesses, your families, and your friends gathered here today. And it gives me great pleasure to tell you that you are now husband and wife. Congratulations to you both. I'm now going to hand over to Ruth to oversee the signing of the marriage register and the completion of the formalities. This will take a few minutes, so please feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Ruth is not actually legally allowed to start writing in the register until Grant and Paige were legally married. So she's got a little bit of catching up to do. So if you'd just like to chat amongst yourselves, and we will sort out all the signing of the register. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Can you please be upstanding? I'd like you to welcome the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Marshall. The speeches. So, without further ado, I'm not going to ramble on because I do that a lot. I'm going to hand on to Paul now, who's got a fabulous speech prepared on the list of things. So, Paul, over to you.
Hello everybody, can you hear me at the back? Yeah! Unlucky. Thanks everybody for coming. It's been a really good day so far. And everything seems to have gone on without a hitch, which is good. We've only had the one which was supposed to happen, so that's as it should be. So, I wasn't really sure what the duties of the father of the groom were when it came to speeches, and I looked it up. Apparently, you're not allowed to tear into the groom too much, or the bride, so that's a bit of a problem. Apparently you're not supposed to thank anybody. Oops, that's a bit late. But apparently I'm really just the warm-up act, which, well, that didn't go down so well either. So I want to take you back to a very special year for me, which was 1993. A long time ago for most of us.
Oh, he's old, isn't he?
No, I'm not talking about me here. So what happened in 1993? First year of the Premiership, Man United won it. Harry Kane was born. For those who sport football, he's an England striker. How much do you think a house was worth in 1993? Any ideas? Good guess. £50,000, the average price of a house. Shocking. More importantly, the price of a pint of beer.
£1.63.
So, both are wrong. £1.32 for a pint of beer. You can get drunk for under a tenner. So it was good. So, most importantly, in 1993, this little fella turned up. Well, when he turned up, I could fit him in the palm of my hand, but I don't know what happened. Things have changed, but I'm immensely proud of him, and very, very pleased that he's got married to Paige. I think she certainly brought out the best in him. You can certainly see that. And what I did do, Paige, is I did prepare a list of care instructions for him. And I did start printing them off, but I got about 10 pages to run out of ink, so I have emailed them to you instead. Hopefully, everything will be swimmingly for you, because you deserve it. So, what have we got next? As Grandstad, I thought I'd take the opportunity, this last opportunity for now, while I've got him as captain of audience, to give him some advice. Because he doesn't like advice, and he can't escape it. So, I thought about it and thought, well, I've been married nearly 25 years now, 25 years next year, and what advice can I give him about marriage? Well, none. Because I'm still working it out myself. So, I suppose you could say that being married is like trying to cook that perfect meal. You know, you have all of the ingredients, you know, you're both there, you love each other, you go out, and all that. But it doesn't always work, because when you cook a meal, sometimes things go wrong. And sometimes they'll go okay, but you don't get a perfect result. Sometimes you have extra things in there that you didn't expect. And sometimes one of you like it, and the other one doesn't. Just like life, really, isn't it? So, what you've got to do, really, is you've got to think about how do you develop that secret sauce? A special secret sauce that's unique to you that makes your relationship work. You don't know where I'm going with this, do you? The truth is, there's no easy answer, and everybody who's married will know that. So, who is married? Put your hands up if you're married. Well, a lot of people. So, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Who's been married? If you've been married less than 5 years, put your hands down.
Well, that's awesome.
Quite a lot. So there's only a few hands down. 10 years? Put your hands down for 10 years. 15? Still got some hands. 20 years? These are the wise people. These are the good cooks. They know the secret. Yeah? Talk to these people, listen to their advice. Because they have been there, they know what it takes. Is there anybody over 25 years? Whoa. How about 30? Whoa. Yoda Ramsey. Okay, you can put your hands down now, thank you. Congratulations for such a long wedded life as well. So, what you need to do is you need to take advice from people, but most importantly, you always have to strive to perfect that recipe. Even when it goes wrong, and it will go wrong, for sure, you have to always strive to get that perfect recipe. Right, that's all I'm going to say today. Pass you on to Darren.
So I'm going to do my best anyway. Well, probably those who know me well know that my eyes are deteriorating in recent years. So I thought I'd go to the trouble to get myself some ample notes. From probably wondering how bad my eyes really are. They really are. You're worried now. They're like young Paul over there. To start with, I was going to say a few thank yous. So really, I speak on behalf of Jane, and also I'm sure I speak on behalf of Paul and Sue as well. We really are so happy that everyone's been able to make it here this afternoon to be here for this special day for Paige and Grant. It's really been wonderful. Lovely to have close friends and also family members here. It really does make it quite a special day, so that's great. So I want you to enjoy the occasion. We've got more food coming in a little while, so make sure you get stuck in to the food and really have a good time with us as we enjoy our evening. Okay.
Give us a song, Jen.
Don't start her off. Anyway,
What's some shit, Jane?
it's hard to comprehend that this day has actually arrived for us. As you know, 4 girls in the house. So over the last year and a half, it's been wedding mania, as you can probably imagine. And for us in the household, you can imagine some of the conversations, can't you, that have gone on. Maybe ones, conversations such as, for example, are these heels too high? Does this go with my complexion? Does my bum look too big in this? Yeah? Will you be pleased to know that we were able to iron a lot of those things out, and I think I got the right outfit. Anyway, joking aside, hours have been spent by Grant and Paige. They've been working hard on their house. It's really up together now. It's really great. And also the plans for the wedding, they've been going great as well. This venue, well, this is testimony to them, all the hard work that they've gone to really prepare this for us so that we can actually enjoy this occasion with them. So it really is fabulous, isn't it? But more importantly than that, I want to say, Paige, you look absolutely radiant today. Isn't she great? You're a beautiful bride. It really is. My beautiful girl has grown up, as you can see. So, as a father, I'm really proud to be here. I'm proud to have walked her down the aisle earlier and actually be by her side for this occasion. So, yeah, I'm pleased for that. Yeah, right, when it's come to the wedding, as you already know, it's an understatement to say that Paige has been the big organiser. That's certainly the case, isn't it? I think we all know that. And it's been a case, she's had filing systems for this day. She's had spreadsheets, you name it. In fact, probably at this point in the speech, yeah, I think I've got 1 minute 53 seconds left to go. That's how organised everything has been for this day. But right, it's true to say that she's always looked forward to her wedding day. And as we said, she's so organised with it. So I'd say this day has been really 23 years in the making. That's the case. And here we are, being able to enjoy it with them. Hit a nerve, didn't it? I'm just making these things up. So Grant, what can I tell you about Paige?
You can't run now.
You know, you've got a very capable wife when it comes to Paige. As we said, she's very organised. She calculates the cost. She thinks ahead when it comes to things. But more important than that, she's a a very loyal girl as well. That's my experience. Very caring, and also she's very generous as well to the ones close around her. So good qualities. Well, I thought I'd just mention some of your qualities as well, because we've got to know you over a year and a half, and the things that stand out to us is your patience. Very patient. And that's a good quality, isn't it? When you get married to Paige as well, so very patient, but also humility as well. We've noticed your humility. You're willing to yield. Well, that's a beautiful quality. That really is. So I think together they really do complement each other so well. They really do make a great couple. Now, when it comes to home life at home, things are not going to be the same. Because quite often Paige is away on the weekends. She's going to Paul and Sue's, going to see Grant. So me and Jane would settle down for our evening, Sunday night. We'd probably put our favourite programme on. Maybe. We'd be sitting there watching our favourite programme, and then the door would open. And Paige would come in. And she comes in, and she plonks herself down in front of us. And I don't know if you know this, but she's never lost for a word. So probably then for the next hour and a half, Paige would, well, open up. She'd tell us all the highs, the lows, the thrills, the spills for her weekend. And, you know, in all fairness, we're going to miss that. Sometimes we sort of curse her now at the minute, but we will miss that.
We're really sorry, though.
So, no. Anyway, we've got me thinking. I'm thinking now that's not going to be our situation anymore, but Grant's situation. So, I'm going to think of Grant. Picture the scene. You'll be relaxing, watching football, you'll be getting to the highlights, and then the door will go. And Paige will come in. And all the best of that. Now, since Paige has been a very young girl, she's had an obsession playing with other people's arm hair. I said arm hair, not armpit. Arm hair. And when you've got maybe a little girl who's running along, jumps up on the sofa next to you, she's got her piercing blue eyes, her blonde hair. When she's that young, I mean, you could put up with her. She'd have a thumb in her mouth, and she'd be twiddling with your arm hair. And you tend to put up with it, but after a while, it can get really annoying. Really annoying. And for most parents here, you know, if your children have got maybe some of these habits, as they get older, well, the habits go, don't they? They grow up. But for Paige, it's still there. She's still been doing it this week. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, when Grant came on the scene, I said to Grant about it. He sort of started pretending he wasn't really that worried. It didn't really bother him. But I just know in time it's going to drive him around the bend. It might even jeopardise their marriage. So I thought, what can I do to save him? So I got a present for him I thought the colouring was uncanny, really. Grant's. Okay, Grant's nails are a bit longer than this. The idea is, if he can tuck these under the cushion on his sofa, and then here's Paige come in, whip them out, get them on, and I don't think she'll even notice the difference. And that will save you a lot of agony in the years to come, I promise you. So there you go, Grant. So I'm going to wrap it up now. You've probably heard enough. I don't know where Chris is, but excellent talk earlier. I really did enjoy that talk. And one of the reasons, well, apart from you being an excellent speaker, but it was an excellent talk because the counsel in it was based on God's word. So we appreciate that. And I think for Grant and Paige, just to sum things up, if you can keep Jehovah in the centre of your marriage, it's not going to be perfect, because that's going to be sometime in the future. But if you can sort of keep in the middle of the congregation, keep the truth your routine, then you'll have a successful marriage from there. So we really do wish them Jehovah's blessing, don't we, in their marriage together. Now this is the bit we're really looking forward to. Grant, here you go.
The other one. Two of them.
Crikey, I've got my hands full here, haven't
I? First of all, thank you everyone for coming. This wouldn't be very fun presenting this to an empty audience, so thank you. You all have made such an effort to be here, and you all look lovely, so I appreciate that. Now, Paige and myself, instead of me doing the traditional thank yous, we're going to thank everyone after. So we're going to send out thank yous after the wedding to the people who have put all that hard work into what has been an amazing day. That being said, there are some people who I can't really go without thanking today. So I'm going to start at the end of the table. Mum, Dad, despite giving me the worst middle name known to human. Apparently.
What is it again?
Shut up, Doc.
Did you say Seeley?
Right, so we're going to go back sometime. One of my fondest memories with my dad. My first trip abroad. Yeah. You got it. We went to see my Uncle Steve in Croatia. Flew over to Austria and drove through to Croatia, and we had an absolute awesome time, absolute blast. And it's really paved the way for us having a fantastic relationship thereafter. Spend a lot of time together watching the football, as you can imagine. And I've never known a Leeds fan watch so many Man United games. I'm just putting that out there. Even when I'm not around. Classic fan. But he's always pushed me, even when I haven't wanted him pushed. Just all the time. And he's watched out for me, and he's always done the best to give me his best advice possible, and for that I'm eternally grateful. Okay, Mum. Where do I begin this? You've done so much for me. And so you've done so much for me, and again I'm going to take you back to when I was little, and I think back to when we went on our 6 weeks holidays. You always loved us being home from school, and it was quite something to have a mum that wanted their kids home for the 6 weeks. It's quite a long time, especially when it's me. But to be fair, she used to put on little events, me and my cousins, and we used to have an absolute blast. And that's really who my mum is. She's a fun-loving person, and in the winter we used to go out sledding. She used to take us out sledding and then spend more time on the sled than us, which I'm still pretty disturbed about today. And still does it today, yeah, exactly. But genuinely, she's encouraged me to have the most fun childhood I could have wished for, and between them they've been great role models for me, so I'm very thankful. So, Darren and Jane, again, I have to thank you guys. Now, in Darren and Jane, I think I really have found the perfect in-laws. I hear all these stories about the mother-in-law being terrible and hard to get on with, but that really hasn't been my experience. They've been an absolute delight. Did I read that right? In all honesty though, to both of you, you've opened up your home to me. You have been my second mum and dad, genuinely, and I'm really appreciative for that. I don't know what else to say really. It's really nice to move to a different part of the world where there's, believe it or not, such a big culture shock, and to have a loving family there that takes you in as one of their own, and you really have done that, and so thank you both for that. In addition to that, I'd like to thank you for giving Paige away so willingly. Come to think about it, probably a little too willingly. No, seriously, thank you both. It's been a delight, and it will continue to be a delight, I hope. Now that brings me to my beautiful wife. Doesn't she look absolutely outstanding? I'm sure you saw my face. Wow. That was quite something coming at me down that aisle, I'll tell you. She looked beautiful. That's what I mean. It's a little bit like that. So, I'm going to take you back to when Paige and I first met. So, we first met Ogmore Beach. Now, I've had to write this part down because I daren't get this wrong. First met Ogmore Beach, and do you know what? Paige didn't take one tiny glimpse of attention towards me. Honestly, she really just... It was like I wasn't there, wasn't it? She doesn't remember me, still to this day, she doesn't remember us meeting at that beach. But, I'm telling you, it happened, seriously. After that, where's Charlie and Abby? Hey. You gotta get a special shout out, because the next time I saw Paige was at your wedding. And we danced the night away.
You all saw that?
Yeah, there's a few people. We danced the night away, we had an absolute blast, and we started talking from there on in. The day after, we saw each other down in the foyer, didn't we? And Paige was desperate for me to ask for a number, but I wasn't. I'm just not brave enough, quite frankly. So Paige asked me for my number. I'm going to admit it, yeah, she did. And I gave it her and we started texting, didn't we? And that turned into more voice noting and getting together at parties and things, and spending a lot more time together, getting to know each other. There was one instance, actually, come to think of a party, where I was a couple who were coming later, Jacob Noon and Nicola Goodall. They threw a party at Jacob's house, and it's miles and miles and miles away. I can't remember where it is now, but Wolverhampton, thank you. And Paige managed to crash her Ford Focus. Okay? On the way to this party, I get a message, I've just had a crash, and I go, oh no, you're not coming then. No, I'm still coming, I've just gone home to change car. That was the response. Bless her, she travelled all the way up to Wolverhampton to see me because we were really enjoying getting to know each other. From then, I kind of had a funny feeling that she liked me, to be fair. But that was the point where I was like, I think she might be, but I'm not 100%. She went on holiday to Amsterdam, and that was when she told me that she liked me in a very, very emotional way. And from then, really, we've bear with me, I've completely lost my place.
Hurry up, you've already got one.
That's exactly what it is. So, we used to call each other most nights, didn't we? We were really well into the swing of getting to know each other then. And I remember my little lizard died, didn't it? And I was gutted. I was gutted. So I was distraught anyway when this happened. And Paige rang me to cheer me up. Anyway, we were talking, and Paige was never allowed to stay on the phone later. Okay? Never ever allowed to stay on the phone later. But I was particularly upset, and she was like, you know what? Bear with me. And anyway, all of a sudden I heard all this clambering around and muffling over the... And then she started talking again, and I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm in my cupboard with my duvet over my head so my parents won't hear. True story. So, at that point I realised just how caring Paige was. And to be fair, that's set the precedent for how you've been ever since. I couldn't ask for a more caring wife. And I do love you to pieces, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Yeah. I hope every day is going to be as good as today, just not as expensive. Just before I hand over to the best man, I'd like to say a couple of things, and that's these on your table. Please take them home, they're your favours. Okay. Don't leave them, we'll have to plant all of them, that's a lot of work. And that's it. I'm going to hand you over to the what on earth have you got?
That's brilliant.
I'm sorry in advance.
So you'll be pleased to know that I'm not planning on keeping you anywhere near as long as the previous three. I will be brief. But before I get on to say what I really want to get to say about Grant and some words of advice to him and Paige, it's appropriate that perhaps you say a few thank yous. So I'm sure you would all like to join with me in thanking Darren and Jane, Paul and Susan, and Paige and Grant for all of the work that's gone into today. But not just those. To Chris, the Master of Ceremonies and the gentleman who gave the talk earlier, and also to all the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. I'll come on through it in a minute. But it would appear that Grant and Paige have chosen a particularly popular date to get married. Because it may or may not be known to most of you here, but Grant's own brother got married on this very date 6 years ago. And I don't know how many years before that, John. But a particularly special couple to Grant, they got married on this very date, I don't know, 28 years ago. So, would you all join with me, please, in giving Jamie and Jamie and John a very happy Of course, Grant, what that means, especially as one of your brothers, don't expect expensive presents because we can split it 2 ways. But you would have seen I've got in my hands, it is a length of rope. Okay. Now I also had the privilege of being best man at my best mate's and my sister's wedding a long time ago, and I used a prop. So I thought it would be appropriate to carry on the tradition today, and that is why I have here a length of rope. Now, it would be easy to refer to this length of rope in the manner of the talk. Threefold cord, we heard, didn't we, Grant? Paige, how important it is to involve Jehovah in your marriage. And again, like many of us here, speaking from experience, I can say that that is essential. And this rope, if you want to have a look, is indeed a threefold cord. Don't worry, I've got your own to have it. I'll give it to you, it's special today. But what else can you use rope for? I was trying to think of analogies. So I just heard my mother say hanging people. That tells you where her mum goes. And that also tells you what 25 years of marriage is. But, yeah, that is one thing, I wouldn't recommend it, and that's certainly not the point. Rope is used perhaps in tug of war. The problem with using rope in tug of war is you're pulling against each other. Instead, rope is often used to haul loads. So surely, instead of pulling against each other, you want to make sure that your marriage, that threefold cord, is as strong as it needs to be when you are facing a difficult situation and you need to pull together to overcome. But really, what else is rope used for? Well, it's for binding things together, isn't it? You use it to tie something down. Don't get any ideas. But that is what it's for. So, really, what I wanted to say to you is, here's something a little more comfy. There's one edge. You can. What I want you to do is take those with you. They're actually, for those of you that didn't know, or thought they were something else, they're actually door stops or curtain rods. But when you have a look at that, what I want you to remember is that you have made that vow to each other. You've made that vow before all of us. You've made that vow before Jehovah. The two of you and Jehovah in that threefold cord. You are bound together for all eternity. And it is so important to rely on each other and to just remember what that vow means to each of you and to everyone here. Because what we want to see is that now you have used that metaphorical rope, you've tied that metaphorical knot, you are now bound together, and I'm sure we would all like to wish you all the best for that eternity that you will spend.
She's desperate. Paige, you don't get any. Do a song.
Hey!
Hey!
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Just trying to figure out this.
Oh, that's close.
Oh, wow. Right. They want the first answer now recorded, but a different idea. Just give us to each table and let them get around it for a bit.
Yes. Yes. If you hurt her, I will hunt you down and hurt you.
I've got 1 year under my belt, so I don't remember them.
No, I don't.
Like the
Let's just stay on that for a couple of minutes. Sean, say something to your brother, Sean. Yeah.
Wait. Let me stood to the table.
Hi, Grant and Paige. We're really excited.
Yeah, well done. We're having a fantastic time at your wedding.
Give them a message.
I said to Ben, 20 years ago, you're an idiot.
Say hello to Paige and Grant. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
James.
It's the camera.
Why did you...
Lloyd Ward though.
Don't take any advice from Lloyd. That's my.
Yeah, that's good advice. I don't know how long it takes.
That's a sense.
Tell Grant to go slow at the beginning.
Hello, Paige and Grant. This is your wedding day.
Forget these. Yeah. We want the candelabra. So I went and sat in the chair. I don't know.
Good.
Your advice is in your card.
It's been really quiet tonight in the shepherd's hut because I'm in the third one and I don't want no boinking. Or earplugs for me!
Don't make a lot of noise tonight.
For you? Yes! I need to talk to you though!
And a door. In other words,
You're so stupid. What's this, Matt?
You're giving me a bold night. I don't know the next lyric.
One day I will be famous.
Paige, I hope you enjoy the trophy case I got you. It's going to hold up very well for Grant's testicles.
You suck. That's good. You do my place? Fine. It'll be okay, now it's recording. Right, straight in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Time.
Pause it straight in. Pause it straight in.
Yeah.
Is this me?
Eat the bread! Eat the bread!